welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to show you how to make an awesome recipe you guys are going to love. Stay tuned. The ingredients you're going to need are quinoa. Now this is just plain quinoa. Now this recipe will work for any quinoa. You can also use multicolored quinoa. It works the same. Now there is a difference in flavor between the plain and the darker quinoa. I think it's a little earthier, but today we're going to do plain quinoa. What you're going to need is quinoa, water, and bouillon. Now you don't have to use bouillon. You can use salt or you can just completely omit it. It's up to you. Today I'm going to use bouillon because I'm going to use it in a salad. So this is all you need. Now I'm going to show you what you need to do. What you need to do, you need to use a mesh colander or something where you can put your quinoa in so you can rinse it out. This will help with the bitterness. You just want to rinse it out and rub the grains against each other. That's what I typically do, and I never feel like my quinoa is bitter. So you just want to rub it against the mesh. Even if your quinoa says that it's pre-washed, I highly suggest that you still rinse it out. It will make a difference. And although the weather is super cold right now, make sure you rinse it off with cold water until the water is running clear and you feel that you've done a good enough job. If you've done it for 5 minutes, you've gone too far. It's just a quick rinse and the water should run clear rather quickly. Okay, this should be enough. Now we just need to let it drain. In a hot pan or pot that you have a lid to, you're going to add the quinoa to toast it a little bit. And you're going to toss it around. I don't think it needs oil. If you want to add oil, you totally can. I don't think you need to. I think it'll be a quick toasting, but it doesn't need it. Just gotta keep tossing it around till you see a little difference in color. Just want to keep tossing. Make sure you don't take your eyes off of it. Like about 1.5 minutes to 2 minutes. Now, a lot of people say that quinoa needs to be cooked just like rice. I don't think so. I think if you cook your quinoa like rice, like for example, rice is 1 part water, and depending on what rice, 1 part rice to 2 parts water. With quinoa, I find it that if you do that, you're gonna get mushy quinoa. What I do is, now that it's toasted, I'm going to add, now this is 1 cup of quinoa, and I will put the full ingredients on the description box below like I always do, but this is 1 cup of quinoa. Into this cup of quinoa, I'm going to add 1.5 cups of water. I'm gonna get everything that was stuck on the walls here. Now the heat was on high while I was toasting it, or actually medium high. I'm gonna bring this to a boil now, to a rolling boil. And once it's up to a rolling boil, then we're gonna bring down the heat. Oh, let's not forget. At this point, it's when you can add your salt, your bouillon, or you can just leave it. Typically, I leave it without salt or anything because I don't know what I'm gonna use it for. Sometimes I use it for dessert, sometimes I use it for a sweet, I mean, you could still add a little bit of salt, but I typically just leave it like plain. But because I'm gonna use this on a salad, on a big salad, I'm gonna do this chicken bouillon flavor. And it'll go really well with this like salad. So we're gonna let this go into a rolling boil, and then we're gonna turn down the heat and show you what we need to do. Now that we have it to this rolling boil, what we're going to do is turn down the heat down to low. Not as low as it goes, but down to low. And we're going to cover it. And it needs to be like a good, nice, tight seal. Now we're gonna let this cook on a simmer for about 15 minutes. So So don't forget to set your timers for 15 minutes and then we'll be right back. The 15 minutes are up, but you might be tempted to open it now, but don't. Turn off the stove. Do not open the lid. Leave it like, do not open the lid. Don't be tempted. Let it be. It's actually going to continue to cook for the next 5 minutes. We're gonna put a timer on for 5 minutes. And at this time, with the lid on, because you didn't remove the lid, with the lid on, it's going to finish cooking. With the heat off, it's going to steam. The last bits of water is going to absorb, and you're gonna get this nice, fluffy quinoa. We'll be back in 5 more minutes. And just like that, it is time. And we check and fluff our quinoa. Can you guys see it? It is not mushy. All the water is absorbed. You get to fluff it. Just like this, you get to fluff it. And that is how you cook quinoa, my friends. I'm gonna let this cool because I don't need it hot. So I'm gonna let this cool. And I'm gonna show you what that looks like. But you can taste this and it'll taste like chicken bouillon. But look at this, perfectly cooked quinoa. Not mushy, perfect. And this is what cooled, perfectly cooked quinoa looks like. It is, you guys are going to love this recipe. It is easy, it is simple, and you don't have to have mushy quinoa anymore. You can have perfectly cooked quinoa. Now, if you're wondering what this in the back is, you're gonna have to stay tuned for our next video, and I'll show you what I'm making. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to subscribe, like, and share. I'm Sahar Belle, and this is Learning Everything with Sahar Belle. I'll see you next time. Bye.